we're gonna read the Very Hungry Caterpillar and now. Okay. On the light of the moon, a little egg laid on a leaf. And one day, pop came the very hungry caterpillar. Today he went to search for some food. He ate through 1 apple and 2 pears, 3.
Ever since Crew was born, he was the light of our family. I was too young to remember Crew being born, but my parents always tell me the first words out of my mouth were, "We have to put a lock on him." And he was just truly that special to me. We all knew from the beginning that Crew was special, but it wasn't until the morning before Christmas of 2016 that we would realize just how special Crew really was. On that morning, Crew was rushed to the hospital in Wichita, where he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. How has this whole situation affected you emotionally?
Well, since you're my son, I think you know. It's been hard. It's hard to see your kid battle and fight through something that will never go away. The first signs I guess I missed because I wasn't with Crew full time because we were in the middle of wrestling season, and so we were busy. Crew was tired, we were all tired, so I thought maybe it was just because we were going here and there and everywhere. When Christmas break started, I was with him full time, and I realized how much he was drinking and how much he was having to go to the bathroom. He was having a few accidents, which was totally unlike him. Court was telling me he keeps waking up in the middle of the night and sleepwalking, which we kind of dismissed, and come to find out he was having some accidents. And finally I realized, I looked and I thought, man, he's getting skinny, and I thought he was just shooting up because all of you kids were tall and thin. I asked Ben how much he weighed at wrestling, and he told me 68, which was way lighter than what he was last year at this time. So some of those signs kind of started to click in my mind, and I talked to my sister, and she said, "Gretchen, I think those are some of the signs of diabetes."
This next cowboy's from Lynchburg, Kansas. Crew Elliott. He's on the Bronco.
So what's the worst part about having diabetes, Crew?
Giving the shots.
Do you give yourself your own shots?
Yeah.
So what do you carry that bag around on your back for?
Has all my supplies.
Well, what are your supplies?
Glucagon, my test kits, Skittles.
What are the Skittles for?
When my blood sugar gets low.
Do you like when your blood sugar gets low?
Kind of.
Who's your favorite sibling?
Beck.
Oh, that's me.
I know.
How does diabetes affect the family financially?
Well, anytime you're dealing with doctors, pharmacies, trips back and forth to endocrinologists, it affects the family financially. Paying for insulin and test strips and monitors, and we just now put him on the pod, which is an insulin pump. And, those things they don't hand them out free, so any of it affects the family financially. I guess the thing you just tell yourself is every one of your kids is worth it.
A lot of people think life ends with diabetes. As Crew's older brother, I know his life is just beginning. I don't want to lock him up anymore. I want to set him free.
Laptops, iPhones, your mama's cat.
Here at Concorps, we handle everything professionally.
We can give video game advice, pirate movies, and much more. Call now at 785-669-4761.
People don't know who I am. I don't have a sob story to share besides my daily life that seems like it is the longest story I could ever tell. The only scars you will find are inside, but no one wants to dig deep enough to run their hands over the blemished area that makes me exactly who I am. It's the intrusive thoughts. It crawls into my brain and stands at attention, pulling the strings to make me work. My everyday is try and try again. It tells me, only if you were stronger. There is no rhyme or reason to why some days are better than others, or why I can feel these things called feelings all at once. While I'm trying to cut the strings, I realize that it has to be my own fault, and that digs me deeper into the pit of my own mind, until I find that it is the only thing I can grab a hold of to keep me afloat. So I grab it back, but it all seems to be against my own will. I can't just get over it. Even to those of us that it affects the worst, we cannot spell it out because its letters are not things, but feelings that make each of us tick to a different tune. I show a face of laughs and polished looks. Anxiety. It's the fear behind the smile.
I've got it!
My name is Randy Wild. I've spent my whole life seeking truth, challenging nature, and taming the wild. Alright, now we're heading out into the Smoky Valley. It's a very desolate place with little water. Thousands of people are lost out here every year, but I'm going to show you how to survive. Alright, so step one, finish the landing, but time to get to the top of this hill. There could be some vital resources up at the top. So let's get going. All right, we've come across our first animal path. Maybe follow this bad boy. Get me a kill, something to eat for dinner. Ooh, we found ourselves a treat. Get a close up on this. Get a close up. This right here is a cactus fruit. Split that open. All this, 100% edible. All right, I've already taken a deadly blow from one of these native Kansan spruce trees. You gotta watch out for these bad boys in the wild. I'm going around.
So basically, my job as the cameraman is just follow around Randy, just take pictures and video of him.
All right, we've made it to the top. We get over to one of these ledges and see exactly how far I have to go. Maybe then we'll get an idea of what path we're gonna take. I've decided what I'm going to do.
Once I make my descent down this large hill, I'm gonna get past this tree row. And as you can see, there's a body of water over there. I'm just going to guess that near that body of water there is a river. Just an educated guess. Maybe on the way I can find some food, maybe even camp out for the night. Alright, so I've been looking around for something to eat. I haven't eaten for a little while. I'm pretty hungry. I've been seeing some larger bugs around here, and I was just going to see if I could find one for you guys. Alright, I found one right here. Alright, I got it. I've got it. Ah, there it is. There it is. Here is a rather large grasshopper. Alright, I'm just going to take his head off. Lots of protein in these bad boys, but you know, they're poisonous. I wouldn't want to get bit. And right here, this is all perfectly good protein. Alright, so right here, I call this the hedgehog plant. Don't want to get a sting from one of these bad boys. It's one of the most painful in the Smoky Valley. Joe, how many times have we talked about this?
Sorry, Randy.
How many times have we talked?
Sorry, Randy. I am the sound guy. I go out and record Randy when he is out adventuring and stuff like that.
You can tell by these ancient Indian ruins, somebody definitely used to live here. Alright, been traveling downhill for quite a while now. I think I'm almost to the bottom of this mountain. We're going to keep going. I'm just hoping we're a little bit closer to that source of fresh water. Oh yes! At last! I found it! Fresh water! We've made it! Alright, at last, after searching these desolate lands, I found some fresh water. I can use this to drink, I can follow it, or I could just use it as my way out. But now, I'm gonna go build a fire, maybe a camp. Alright, come get a shot of this. Alright, I found a nice flat area right here. I think I'm gonna use this to set up a camp and a fire to stay warm. Alright, as you can see, I've built a little fort here. This will be a good spot for just to rest for the night. I've got this nice tree for cover. All of this will protect me from predators. Alright, so my fort's collapsed. I guess now I'm just gonna light a fire. And the best way to light a fire in nature is you always have fire with you. So here we go. I've created a little fire pit. Let's get this done. Crap. And that's it. We're out of juice. I give up. We're getting out of here. We're just going right now. So done with this job. Alright, so this is my makeshift raft. It's gonna take me all the way out of here. I believe I've done it. So let's give this bad boy a try. Alright, so I have it in the river, and I think it floats pretty nice. So here we go, we're getting out of here. The current's
The current's taking me, as we can see, and it's gonna take me straight out of here. The raft is holding together nicely.
I know where you stand, silent in the trees, and that's where I am, silent in the trees. Why won't you speak where I happen to be? Silent in the trees, standing cowardly. I can feel your breath. I can feel my death. I want to know you. I want to see. I want to say hello. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. If you'd open your eyes, then maybe you'd see what's at stake. You're sleeping. You're sleeping. You make a lot of money and you live in a mansion and pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine. But you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what you do then is you start going backwards. You run in a direction and you looking for something that isn't real. No, you know is that you just gotta have it. What you doing is sleeping and thinking that you're awakening and not. And the problem is that you don't know what you're after. So you put everything that you have into what you do, hoping that one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight on your shoulders is getting heavy. Then you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. But feel like you never got up and go to work and you feeling like you ain't got a purpose. And you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't nothing but worthless. And yo, you look around, a lot of these other people you looking at, to you describe as perfect. So you point a finger at God and tell him to do his job and fix your life up, 'cause nothing is working. And you would try to hide it and make it seem like it's nothing, but really you feel like everything is crashing around you. And you developed the problem in trusting in other people, which later became an issue that would mentally pound you. You only get one life, but every time you look into yours, you feel like all you ever see are mistakes. And the problem and the reason you can never move forward in life is because you were never awake. Wake up. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake.
Sleeping on my dollar, about to awaken. Call my boy Zach just to see what's a shaking.
Yo, Brett, our town is cold and pretty, so check out how we live in the Swedish city.
We call it Lindsborg.
What?
The Swedish city. We call it Lindsborg.
What?
The Swedish city. Lindsborg.
What?
The Swedish city. Lindsborg. The Swedish city. They call it that because of the Swedish city. The city is laid out from east to west, and our parks and shops are truly the best. Called Lindsborg's finest if you're mugged by a robber.
But check and see if you're covered by your insurance provider.
Are you hungry? Well, quit your whining.
The historic downtown has tea rings, almond cake, lupus, Booster Cock is another one.
What are you doing? It's got a rhyme.
Oh crap, you're right.
The the dopest thing to do and makes me want to holla.
Go check out all of Lindsberg's Dollas.
A Dala horse is a traditional carved painted wooden horse statuette originating in Sweden. It is stoutly carved and painted bright red with details and a harness in white, green, yellow, and blue.
You like great paintings and you want to see them?
Well, check it out at San Zane Museum.
Plenty of space in the high school lot.
But the redneck trucks take up multiple spots.
Snack attack time.
And don't be a wussy.
We like caps for
the tasty slushies.
Lindsborg.
What?
The Swedish city. Lindsborg.
What?
The Swedish city. Lindsborg.
What?
The Swedish city.
Word.